Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here, and welcome to my Platinum Trophy / 100% Achievement Guide for a fun little game called Planet of the Ice. So, as you can see right here, in terms of trophies, and keep in mind, of course, this carries over to achievements as well, the game has 14 trophies and 1 Platinum, so 15 in total. Only 2 of those are story related. The rest are going to be kind of just miscellaneous trophies that are very missable. Now, there is a chapter select, so if you want, in the description below, you can jump to a specific trophy, and I'll even put how to select that trophy in the chapter select menu. This game, on average, I would say it's going to take about 40 minutes to an hour to get all of the trophies and all of the achievements. Now, if you do it like I did, it'll take a little longer, because what I originally did was I played the game once just through for fun, and then I went back and got any of the trophies that I missed. Nevertheless, we're going to start at the beginning here, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get every single trophy as we play through the entire game. So you are going to crash land, take control of your little robot here, and we're actually going to get our first trophy right off the bat. So what you're going to want to do is, you'll see I'm just kind of running around, jump to the left, jump over your crashed spaceship, and you can see an even larger ship right here. Just walk as far left as you can and you will get the trophy Wreckage or the achievements. And again, I'll be saying trophy because I'm playing on PlayStation, but they carry over to the achievements as well. Next, what you're going to want to do is just simply press the triangle button. Press the triangle button and you'll get the trophy Boogie Time for just kind of dancing like a fool. If you're playing on Xbox, of course, instead of pressing triangle, you're going to press the Y button. And there you go, that's 2 trophies right off the bat. So if you remember from the beginning of the video, it said that there are 12 trophies that are missable. And so right off the bat, we already got 2 of them out of the way. And so keep in mind, like I said, this is also a walkthrough. So not only am I going to be showing you how to get all of the trophies and achievements, but the game itself, there's a number of obstacles you got to get past, a number of, tough, I would say somewhat tough sections. And so if you happen to be stuck on a particular part, you can fast forward to that part in this video, and hopefully I'll be able to help you out either with the visuals or with the commentary. But again, I do want to point out that if you need help with any one specific trophy, you can go down into the description and I'll have timestamps for every trophy in the game, so that you, if you need to, you can just skip to that individual trophy. Now you're going to make your way through this area here. You can see that, this is just kind of your basic 2D side-scrolling game. For me, it reminded me a lot of the game Limbo. So right here, we're going to get another trophy. We're going to jump over here to the right, and you can see all of this. You can see that we can't go that way. So this trophy, again, is pretty missable. You're going to hop on the ladder here, and you're going to just climb as high as you can go. And you'll see a room to the left and to the right. Jump over to the right. And now what you're going to do is kind of jump and shimmy yourself up this wall here. So just keep mashing the jump button and press left on the joystick, and you'll get this trophy called Spiderbot. It's a really stupid trophy, and that was one of the ones that took me a long time to figure out what the hell I needed to do, because it was just so random. But yeah, that wall, it's sloping upward, and so you just need to kind of jump and shimmy up the wall. It's a little hard to explain, but it's a lot easier to do. You just repeatedly jump, and again, just shove the joystick to the right. I think I might have said left previously, but shove it to the right and scale up the wall, and you'll get that trophy. Now, as far as little logistics for this game go, because recently I put a video up on my channel which was a 100% trophy guide for a game called Little Adventure on the Prairie that just came out not too long ago. And a lot of people actually were really happy that I put up a video like that, because they were completely unaware of the game. Now, the game itself, it turned out to be a very simple platinum trophy. It takes about 15 minutes to get the platinum. And so people were really happy that I put that video on my channel, because otherwise they would have never known about the game, and I guess they would have been 1 platinum less. So that was kind of my inspiration for doing this walkthrough here. Now, Planet of the Ice, it's not exactly like Little Adventure on the Prairie. As I said, it's going to take you anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour to get the Platinum. But unlike Little Adventure on the Prairie, this is actually a fun game. I had a lot of fun with it. Again, I told you it kind of reminded me of Limbo in the sense that it's just a 2D side-scrolling game with a couple obstacles and fun puzzles. A couple challenging sections, but at the end of the day, it's a fairly straightforward and simple game to get through. Now, the game itself, it originally, I believe, came out on the Xbox, and that was a while ago. That was like back in 2015. But the game also recently came out on the PlayStation in September 2017, and I picked it up, I think, in November, either November or December, and you can pick it up for $10, which is not a lot, but a little more than I guess I would have liked to spend on a game like this. Now, the good thing about this game is if you are a trophy hunter, this is a good game to pick up. You know, it's $10, sure, but it's an easy platinum. And like I said, it's a pretty fun game. You know, there's not a whole lot of replay value. Like, once you beat it once, you'll probably never touch it again. But it's fun while it lasts. And at the same time, I would say that if you're not a trophy hunter, this is also a game that would be fun to play. Now again, $10, I'll let you decide if it looks like it's worth that price or not. That will be, that'll be completely up to you. But with a game like this, in my experience, this kind of seems like a game that if you just wait a little while, I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being like a free game of the month for the PS Plus or Xbox games with gold. This is right up the alley of the type of game you could expect to possibly be free sometime later down the line. Now right here you see how I kind of had to attract the attention of that little firebug, and then if you get one to follow you, you can get that, I guess, plant to eat the bug instead of you. And I guess real quickly I'll point out, so actually this footage was originally about 55 minutes, so it took me 55 minutes to get the platinum. But there was a lot of deaths because, like I said, there are some challenging sections where you might die over and over again. So in terms of this being a walkthrough, I did edit out all of the deaths. So this is just kind of pure start to finish gameplay, no BS, no messing around. So anytime you see a cut in the video, just know that that is from an area where I died and I had to edit out the deaths as smoothly as I could.
Making eye contact, greeting them, doing everything else that I've taught you to do.
Alright, so right here, that ladder ends up not leading to the top. You're going to want to go to the middle area, and you'll see this box that you can push off the ledge. And this is actually going to allow us to get another trophy. This is one of the 2 story related trophies. So I think it's called Shock Therapy. And you have to get this one. It is not missable because you have to get it to get past this obstacle, but you're going to push the block into this little thing here. It will turn on the electricity, shock that monster, and there you go. You'll get the Shock Therapy trophy. But like I said, that is a trophy that you have to get. There's no other way to get around that obstacle. So that is one of the 2 story related trophies. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to get this block in position. We're going to lure this bug over, so you can see how I'm trying to lure it over to attack me. Once it does so, go ahead and push the block once again. It will shock the monster, and you'll be free to carry on. Now, you do have to do this part quickly, because eventually the monster will regain control of its body. So just jump up here, carry on, and at this point you should be far enough away you don't have to worry about it. Now, the only other story-related trophy is for beating the game. So you will get a trophy just for beating the game. So that means from here on out, all of the trophies are missable. Another good thing also about this game is not only is it an easy platinum, but you might have noticed this already, a lot of the trophies are gold, which is nice because obviously gold is one rank lower than platinum. So, it'll help increase your trophy level. If you happen to be a member of Sony Rewards, it will net you more points than, a silver or bronze would. Now right here, you're going to jump on that little mushroom guy, and then jump to the left once this pillar starts falling over. and that way you don't get crushed. And now you're gonna jump to the right, and then you can continue your way. And yeah, for the most part, this game, it's pretty simple. Like with Limbo, you know, I keep comparing this game to something like Limbo. With Limbo, some of the puzzles in Limbo, in my opinion, were genuinely challenging. Like, they took a while to figure out. In this game here, there really aren't any of those cases that are incredibly tough to figure out. I can think of one puzzle in particular that might take you a couple minutes to get. But for the most part, the only thing that's going to delay you getting the platinum is dying. Because like I said, there are just a couple tough sections in the game that can be quite bothersome. But, you know, with a game like this, checkpoints are very, very frequent, so even if you come to a hard section, it's not like you're going to have to do a lot of backtracking. You'll typically spawn right at the area where you died, so it's never too much of a problem.
See that thing in the distance? That signal tower? It must be where the transmission is coming from. I'm going to get as far as I can and then set up camp for the night. I don't even have the energy to walk much further. Never mind trying to fight whatever pours out of this place when the sun goes down.
So another thing about this game,
I guess you're not coming.
you'll notice this guy talking. You'll see that every once in a while I find an audio tape, and so there is a little bit of story going on. Granted, it's not a lot, but if you collect all of the audio tapes, the story does kind of all, you know, come full circle, and then the end is pretty nice. The ending of this game. But yeah, the story is interesting. It's not, you know, it's not like a huge selling point or anything, but it's interesting nonetheless. So if you're playing, you know, for yourself, you might want to go ahead and give those audio tapes a better listen. I think you guys might enjoy it. Anyway, again, you'll see those cuts in the videos. Those are just from me dying. You can see this part here. It's no surprise that this part leads to a lot of deaths. You have to do some very precise jumping on these very narrow platforms. As they're falling, nonetheless. Now right here, this giant thing that we're on is going to begin rotating. So you're going to want to kind of stick to the left here, and then once you reach a certain angle, you're going to jump over the yellow spikes. As you can imagine, the yellow spikes will kill you, and you also have to do it quickly enough to be able to jump on those two mushrooms and get over to the following platform on time. Another thing I like about this game is just the visuals. You know, it's very colorful. We're on this kind of alien world, so there's a lot of interesting creatures in the background. The reason I like this game, and I don't exactly know how I would define it, but it's a simple game. You know, it's fun, it's simple, but it also throws in a little bit of challenge with some of those tougher obstacles. And this is the type of game that I enjoy, because I can kind of just sit back and I can't turn my brain off completely, but I also don't have to get stressed out as if I were playing a game like, I don't know, Dark Souls or Resident Evil or something. You know, this is a game you can kind of just sit back and have fun with. Now we are actually approaching another trophy here. You're going to have to get through this somewhat challenging little puzzle where you position all of these pipes correctly. And as you climb up, you're going to see a path going left and a path going right. Before you go right, go to the left. You'll see this mushroom getting rained on. Simply jump on it a couple times. And there is the trophy, Jump for Fun. And you can see, of course, how missable that might be, because if you already know, like for example, if you were reading a text-based walkthrough that doesn't cover the trophies, then you know the walkthrough might say something like, "Oh, go right," and it might not even mention it. It might just say like going left is a dead end. And so if you were in that situation, you would never actually go to the left. You would never jump on the mushroom, and thus you would never get the trophy. And later in the game, some of the other trophies are even more missable. Like some of them are kind of ridiculous. And I'll be honest, myself. So I said that, you know, I played the game once just for fun, and then I went back and got all of the trophies that I had missed. I only missed, I think, 2 of them, maybe 3. But the 2 that I missed were, one of them in particular was really hard. I don't know how anyone would just know how to get this trophy right off the bat. So I myself, I had to look at an achievement guide because, again, keep in mind this game came out on the Xbox back in 2015, I think. So there were achievement guides online long before there were trophy guides. Alright, so right here, you're going to jump on this kind of jellyfish-looking alien. Just use him to get over the yellow, I don't know, lava. Or if we were on the planet Sarah from Gears of War, that would be emulsion. But anyway, jump over the bug, collect some of these fireflies, and once they're following you, you can climb up and jump onto the alien's head. Now be careful here, because you will bounce on the head. But yeah, eventually you'll get up to this platform here, and now you can continue your way to the right. And now just jump these gaps as usual. Nothing difficult going on here. Alright, now use this little ball to jump up there. And then just keep continuing right. You'll probably hear me say that a lot in this walkthrough. Just keep continuing right, because that's pretty much what you do the entire game. Now we're coming up to another trophy. I forget the name, but it has to deal with going to the bottom of the pool. So you'll see right here, I go to the bottom, but it's not this pool. So go ahead and dodge these eels and come up here. Now you'll see this little narrow body of water. Go ahead and jump inside. Go all the way to the bottom. And it's this one in particular that will get you the trophy, bottom of the pool. Simply just, just jump in and swim down to the bottom. Very, very easy to get. Although, of course, the name of the trophy is a bit ambiguous, because as you'll see in this game, there are a lot of different bodies of water. And so you can't just, as you saw with the first little pool, you can't just go to the bottom of any of them. It's actually a specific pool that you need to get the trophy.
Whatever emotions I've managed to give you, part of me wishes I could take them.
Alright, so now,
Hopefully,
if I remember correctly, there are no trophies involved here, but this part is a little challenging. You have to dodge these eels. Now, what you're going to want to do is wait until an eel turns around before you try to swim around it, because once the eel turns around and sees you, it will swim faster. So once an eel sees you, it actually swims a lot faster, and it's once it sees you, it's kind of hard. So you see right there how it saw me, and it started zipping towards me a lot quicker, or a lot more quickly. So when you go around them, try to do it when they are... Try to do it when they're turned away from you. Now you're going to see this large fish right here, and this part's a little tricky. You're going to swim halfway into its mouth. It will flinch, and you'll see how I lured the eel into the mouth and then got out at the last second. That's actually kind of hard to do. It takes a little bit of practice, but wait until the eel turns around. Swim towards the big monster's mouth and get the eel to swim inside of the big creature's mouth. Get out, and if you time it correctly, the big fish will eat the little fish. In the words of Qui-Gon Jinn, there's always a bigger fish. And luckily for us, that held true here. Alright, so right here, you're gonna see this weird, I don't know what you'd call it, spider suction monster. And you're just going to get it to attack you, jump on its little suction tube, and then that's how you get past it.
Alright. I'm definitely only leaving these now to feel like I'm not going crazy.
Okay, so right here you'll see this eye in the background. This is another trophy. Simply let the red beam kill you. So stand in the red beam, let it kill you, and there you see you will get the Death from Above trophy. Again, you can get this once you see that eye tower in the background for the first time. Now you might actually get this trophy unintentionally, because right here you're going to have to jump into the water, and it's very likely that you're going to get killed by the beam as you're trying to get through this section at least once or twice. So you might get the trophy without even trying, but nevertheless, if you are a very skilled gamer that got through this area without ever dying, that is how you get the trophy. Simply let the beam kill you. And you'll see that that's actually how we're going to get a number of trophies in this game. There's, I think there's like 2 or 3 more trophies that just require you to die at certain areas. So those are very easy trophies to get, lucky for us. Alright, but now you can see here, this is where things get a little challenging because you have to dodge the beam, the eels, and you have to do it all while swimming. So it can be a little tough. But again, like I said, with any tough section in this game, a little bit of practice goes a long way. Alright, so now we are 20 minutes into the video, which means we are halfway through with the game and halfway towards being 1 platinum richer. Alright, so we made it out of the water, safe and unharmed. So now, once again, you can imagine what I'm going to say. Continue to the right.
I was going to stop here. I was going to give up. There are a million things you might find in a cave on a strange planet. But a fully powered starship to whisk you home on autopilot isn't one of them.
Alright, so right here you're going to jump on this machine that's shooting this green laser beam. So you can see how you can actually jump on it and swing on it like a pendulum. So go ahead and do that. Now right here, this is where you can get a very missable trophy. So jump up on that block that just fell down and now jump to the left. And you can see that there's a hidden little tunnel right here and you'll get the running into the walls trophy. So like I said, that's the one I missed. That's a very, very easy one to miss. You have to wait until that block drops down and then use it to jump up to that secret area. So pretty challenging, but once you know what to do, it's pretty easy. But you can see how that would be really hard to figure out without some sort of guide or anything like that. I know I couldn't. That was one of them that I had to look up a guide for. But once you get that trophy, now we can kind of just continue on. I would say that's probably the hardest trophy to get in terms of like missing one. So that's somewhat good news. Alright, so now you're just going to once again follow the path to the right. You're going to see this red laser beam. Go ahead and just jump into it. So you'll see right here, just jump into the beam and you will get another trophy. So once again, very simple death-related trophy. So go ahead and look at this area, study it, and just know this is where you'll get that trophy. Alright, now in terms of solving this actual puzzle, what you're going to do is go over to the right side. You're going to swing on this green laser pendulum and give it some momentum. You know, get it swinging pretty well, and you'll see how whenever the green beam touches the green beacon down on the floor, it turns off the laser on the left. So now that that one is swinging, you know, again, it only swings for a finite amount of time because of friction. But now, you know, while it's still swinging, you're going to swing over to this one, do the same thing. Now you can see that since both of them are swinging, once it times correctly, both red lasers will turn off, allowing you to pass. And you'll see, you got to do this pretty quickly because that original one that I swung is starting to slow down. So you don't want to waste time there. It's not a very challenging puzzle, but it can be a little tricky to get that timing down. So just make sure you give it enough swing. And now you're going to pull this block to the left, jump back in some water, just go ahead and swim right through it. You can see all these, looks like Emerald City or something in the background. It's pretty nice. Alright. So now once you get to this spot, instead of going down, what you're going to want to do is actually jump to the right, climb up this pole, jump to the right, and now we're going to get another trophy. Simply follow this cave as far as you can. So you can see I'm just going to run the length of the cave. You're going to have to go here anyway to solve a puzzle, but if you keep going right, once again, just go as far as you can, and once you get to the very end, you'll get the trophy End of the Tunnel. And of course, that's missable because the puzzle is actually right here. So there's no reason to go to the very end of the cave, but if you do, you will be rewarded with a trophy. And then you're going to use those hanging branches or wires or whatever they are to grab a hold of this ball, push it down to the left, and then just keep pushing it to the left into the water. And now you're gonna climb this pole, or sorry, it looks like water, but it's not. But I do think we're gonna flood this area with water eventually. So what you're gonna do is push the ball to the left onto this little switch here, and that will begin to flood the chamber. However, it's not gonna flood it enough. Or is it? I can't remember if this is a certain area or not. Okay, no, I was thinking of a different area. So go ahead and do that, and you'll be able to keep moving on. Now we're going to get another trophy. You're going to see this pipe that I'm standing on. Be careful when you jump down. When you jump to the left. So you'll see how I do this in a second. Voila. Go inside this little pipe, and you'll get the trophy, Secret Pipe. So again, easy to miss because you have to make sure you jump that properly. You have to kind of jump, and then while you're falling down, go to the left, or as you saw that I did, you can hang from it and then drop down and to the left. Now, right here, you're going to jump on this little seesaw to get this one ball to roll over to you. You don't want to walk over there because you can see this giant, intimidating monster in front of us. So we're going to, try our best to dodge that. And we're going to get the first ball, put it on a switch, and that will flood the chamber, but it's only going to flood the chamber about halfway. But now that this water is here, you can actually swim underneath the monster, and you can do so safely. And I don't know why. I feel like the monster should still be able to kill you even if you're in that shallow water. But nevertheless, you can sneak past the monster to get the second ball, push the second ball onto the second switch. Now the chamber is completely flooded. And that will allow you to continue on your merry way. We're at about 28 minutes in, so we're getting closer to the platinum. Go ahead and flip the switch and jump onto this little platform here to get safely to the other side. And now right here, you're just going to have to do some good old-fashioned jumping. You're going to have to turn off some lasers, and then while those lasers are off, you're going to have to jump on those floating mushrooms. Again, nothing hard here, but it just might take you a couple tries to get the jumping down, because it is somewhat precise, so it can be a little challenging. Alright, so now you'll land on this switch here. Slide down and to the right, jump the gap, follow this way, and then jump across these three mushrooms here, hit the switch on the wall, hit this switch on the wall, hit that switch on the wall, and there you go. So again, it might look easy, but again, remember I'm cutting out the deaths, so I did spend about, I'd say, 3 minutes there because I just kept dying. Which is unfortunate, but, what are you going to do? It happens.
This place. Everything in here seems like it's built to kill me. No matter what I've said about those scientists, I wish I was one of them right now. Level theory really goes a long way when you're trying to understand a few hundred alien artifacts. Everything gets worse the further I go. I've been nothing but alone this whole time. And yet I'm starting to feel like I'm not even here. Like I'm just a ghost, drifting in my own body. And who knows? Maybe the only reason I keep going deeper and deeper is to find some place dark enough that dying won't make a difference.
Alright, so that's pretty depressing. But once you follow that sequence of events, you'll be able to get on this elevator and take it down. And what you're going to see is that we're going down into this area that's filled with lava, I believe. And so this is where we're going to be able to get another trophy that is another death-related trophy. I believe it's right here. I could be mistaken, but I think it's right here. And so just keep following the path right. And right here you'll see this little cart and some lava. And like I said, just go ahead and jump into the lava. You'll die, and that will get you the trophy Lava Forever. So again, just another death-related trophy that you might get automatically just by playing through the game. But of course, if you're playing really well and you never find yourself dying, then you will of course miss that trophy. So there you go, that's how you get it. Alright, so right here, you're going to climb the ladder, pull this block to the left. The cart is going to begin taking off without you. We don't want that, so you're going to go ahead and just jump to the right, and there you go, you're going to get on the cart. Now this cart has a button on it, and when you stand on the button, it will push the cart forward, and when you step off the button, it will stop the cart. And you're going to have to do this, it's pretty difficult. You're going to have to time this correctly, because you can see, for the most part, you can just stand on the button, and it will take you where you need to go. But every once in a while, you'll hit these streams of lava. So what you're going to do is get the cart as close as you can, step off the button, and then right when the lava stops, jump on the button, and you'll see if you time it correctly, you can successfully make it through the lava without getting burned. Again, it's kind of challenging to get the timing right. There's very little room for error here, but again, with practice, it really shouldn't be much of a problem. And like I said, if you happen to die, you're going to get a checkpoint right before the section, so it's not like you're going to have to do a lot of backtracking or anything. So here we go again. This one's particularly difficult because you're stuck in between two streams of lava. And now right here, this is a fun puzzle. This is actually my favorite puzzle in the game. It kind of reminded me of Super Meat Boy, just based on the way it's laid out. It looks like something right out of Super Meat Boy, but obviously far less frustrating. So just climb up these ladders and make your way to the lower right corner of this kind of box that we're in. And now once you get down to this last layer, jump to the left, and what you're going to do is jump on this this platform here and get it to go down. So you'll see you'll have to push it down a few times. Finally, it will start sliding down, and once it does, it's going to set this whole sequence of chaotic events into motion. The whole structure is going to begin falling down into the lava, and so you're going to have to make your way back to the cart, obviously without dying, but you're going to have to make sure you're going the right way, and basically just trace back your steps. So you'll see that's exactly what I'm doing. Jump through the gap, jump over to the cart, and there you go. And now you're just going to wait for the structure to completely disappear, and you can take your cart into the lava, or onto the right side of the screen. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm getting tired. I'm near the end of the video. I'm out of coffee. I'm getting a little tired. Alright, so once again, we're just using the same mechanics as before. You'll come across these streams of lava. You're going to have to get your cart to go underneath safely. And again, you do that just by pressing the button to push your cart forward, step off the button to get it to stop. And like before, it's a little challenging, takes a little practice, but you should get the hang of it eventually. Now, once your cart goes into the lava, you're going to jump that gap, jump on these platforms here, and then jump on this pole so that you can climb up to this platform here. And now we're going to keep on keeping on. we're getting close to the end, guys. I think there's just a couple more obstacles that we have to get through. You can see this kind of large alien city behind us. Somewhat interesting. But of course, if you're just playing the game for the platinum, you might not care about the story or the scenery or anything like that. Yeah, I respect it. And you can see that like weird robot-looking alien head in the corner, if you were able to catch that. But what you're going to do is jump down the ladder. And once again, what are we going to do? You guessed it, continue to the right. And now we're going to get to a pretty challenging area. So you can see that our little robot, he's now glowing. And it turns out, if you listen to this audio tape, that he's a bomb. The robot himself is a little bomb. And you're going to see these rotating square grids. And you're going to have to climb on these squares, and you're going to have to kind of like move yourself around as the whole thing is rotating so that you don't fall down into the electricity and die. And you'll see to the right there's kind of this, there's this pulse, there's like this pulsing field. And you don't want to get caught inside of that field, because if you do, it will resonate with the robot and cause the robot to explode. So you're going to have to wait for the field to kind of collapse on itself like you see it doing right there, and that's when you're going to have to pull the lever to shut the generator off. So again, right there, you see I timed it correctly, shut that thing off, and we're good to carry on. Now you're going to jump back onto this freaking cubic merry-go-round of death and ride it all the way to the top so that we can jump up and to the right. So I actually enjoy this puzzle. It's challenging, but it's a lot of fun to rotate yourself around these blocks at the same time the entire structure is rotating. I enjoyed it. And again, it's challenging, but it's just the right amount of challenging. It's not so challenging where you get like sick of it and frustrated, but it's also challenging enough to where you can't just zip through it. Like, you actually do have to give it a couple tries and think about it every once in a while. Now it gets a little tougher here because you can see the grids are missing a couple cubes, so you have less options to work with. But once again, you'll see this generator to the right. It's pulsing, so I'm gonna wait for it to collapse. There we go. Pull the lever, shut it off, and we're good to go. And now we're going to approach, I believe, what is the last missable trophy in the game. And it's going to be in this area here, but it's going to take a little work to get to. So we're going to jump this gap, get onto this structure here. And now we're going to have to dodge this pulse without a lever to turn it off. So you'll see how I do this in a second. Just barely missed it. It's pretty hard. But jump, once you do it successfully, jump over to the left here and go ahead and climb these ladders, and you're going to make your way to the top, and there's going to be this little crevice that you can stand in, and if you stand in that crevice, you will get the last trophy, the last missable trophy. So you'll see here I'm going to jump through this obstacle. Voila. Now jump through this slightly bigger one. And here we go. Alright, and so now once you drop down into this area, watch what I do. Instead of dropping down, I'm going to go to the right. There's this little crevice you can stand in, and when you do that, you'll get the trophy energy room. Again, very random, very missable, but that is what I believe is the last missable trophy in the game. So you can see I'm just making my little robot dance up there in celebration. I thought that was funny. And now once these energy fields collapse, we're going to pull the final lever, and yeah, we're pretty much done. There's one last little puzzle we have to solve, but it's compared to this, it's really simple. And then, like I said, one of the trophies that we have to get is just for beating the game. So it's not missable, it's story related. And then once we do that, as long as assuming that you've gotten every other trophy up to this point, you also will unlock the platinum. And again, remember, if you happen to miss any trophies, you can go back via chapter select once you beat the game, and you can get any trophies you need. Now, I want to point out that the chapter select in this game is a little weird. You'll see what I mean once you get there, but it's basically a bunch of little tiles. There's like each little tile represents a different chapter of the game, and there's a lot of them. I don't remember how many, but there's a lot. And so, in the description below, not only do I have timestamps leading you to each trophy, but I'll also put in exactly what tile you need to select to get to that area, because it can be a little confusing to figure that out. But anyway, make your way to the right, and you're going to see this puzzle here, and you'll see in the center there's like this blue outline. And so what you're going to do is you're going to jump on these buttons, and you're going to get the blue shapes on these little pillars. You're going to get them to line up with the outline. So you can see how this piece here is starting to line up. Hopefully you can see it. It's a little confusing at first, but you can see how each of these buttons moves a different piece of the puzzle. Now that I have all the top ones lined up, I'm going to pull this lever, and that will switch control to the bottom ones. And now I'm going to do the same thing with these ones. I'm just going to jump on these switches to get each piece into its proper place. So here we go, 1 or 2 more. Alright, so now once this one is ready, get ready to run, because this is going to set off an explosion. So what you're going to do is run as fast as you can to the right. You'll see that this red shape is going to follow you. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull this lever, and now you're going to have to wait. You're just going to keep pulling it. Pull it as many times as you can. So just pull, 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 pull. Get this thing revved up, and then at the last second, just wait, 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 and at the last second, as soon as these lights go off, jump down, and that will get you through the puzzle safely, and it will also bring about the end of Planet of the Eyes. So you'll see this little ending here.
Or if my imagination is just saying goodbye. The lights, the colors, unbelievable. I remember when you came alive after I gave you the personality layer. Like everything was new in a way that it never was before. The way you opened your eyes. That's the way I felt when I stepped into the portal. No matter what, I hope you knew that I didn't forget you. Whether you really understood me or not, you were the only person I could ever talk to. I guess, at the end of the day, I'll always be searching, trying to make it through somehow. And we'll never know what comes next. But I do know one thing for sure. We're in this together.
And there you go, guys, a happy ending. I want to thank you for watching. I hope this walkthrough helped. As soon as that cutscene's over, you'll get the final trophy for beating the game, followed by the platinum. Once again, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I will see you in future walkthroughs.